My name is Connor Grimm, and I am in 8th grade. I am 14 years old, and I am sitting outside of the den, which is the birthplace of the mother dogs we get for the B.R.E.A.T.H project. So I became affiliated with Doglando back in the summer of 2008, I think, when we were searching for some summer camps or something to do over the summer, and my mom actually found out about this place called Doglando. It sounded perfect because I'm a big dog lover, and it was a 2-week camp. It sounded great, so we came and we checked it out. And I've done the camp twice, and I've actually been with Doglando for about 3 years now. So Camp Doglando really, it was enthralling because you got the experience of rescuing a dog from the shelter and saving its life when it was small and it was scared and you just didn't know what to do because it was around that stressful environment of all the barking and the fighting in the shelter. So it was really an experience for just pulling a dog out of the shelter and training it and just saving its life and getting it adopted. And I thought that was one of my favorite things about Camp Doglando, and it changes your perspective on how you look about just dogs in general. You look at what their needs are and how much training they need for a successful adoption, and when they're that young and they need to be socialized and they need to be trained well so they can grow up into dogs that get adopted easily and be loved and cared for by their families. So after camp, camp was fun, but I still felt like I needed to do something. So with Tina's help and just collaborating with Doglando, we thought of the B.R.E.A.T.H project. And there are groups that, just like rescue groups, that go to the shelter and they pull a dog out and they get it adopted, and we want to make a deeper impact. So the way B.R.E.A.T.H came about is we were wondering how could we make a big impact in an area that wasn't really looked upon but was really important. And so we thought of B.R.E.A.T.H and how pulling a mother pregnant dog out of the animal shelter, letting it have birth on premises in the den, and just training all the puppies, we thought that would be a very great idea to make an impact. B.R.E.A.T stands for Behavior, Research, Education, Adoption, Training, and Health. These elements are important for us because that is what we are aiming to do in the B.R.E.A.T project. We want to have people have a better behavior towards dogs, but also for the dogs to have a better behavior towards people. We want to research and see the patterns that occur when training and adopting out these dogs. For education, we want to educate the community on how they can step up and help and just see how fewer dogs we can put in the shelter. Adoption is for obviously adopting the dogs out to just the right people at the right places. Training is we have to train the dogs, we have to train them your basic sit, lay down commands, but it's more than that, and walking and coming and it's more than that, because if they're trained properly, then they can find really, really good homes and just be put in the proper homes. And health is we want to make sure that these dogs are healthy, and we want to have a healthy community idea for what we're doing. So in high kill shelters, pregnant dogs are the first ones on the list to be euthanized, because for obvious reasons, so the shelter doesn't have to take care of that many more dogs. But they also have a second chance if it's not a high kill shelter. They also have, if they can give birth in that stressful environment where the puppies lack the necessary training, socialization, and they become the stressful dogs, the dogs that hide, and the dogs that eventually become either biters or runners. And we had 2 goals. One is to, if a pregnant dog was first on the euthanasia list, then we would have pulled it out and just saved its life and all of its puppies' lives. Or if it was scheduled to give birth in the shelter, we wanted to just rescue the puppies and the mom from that stressful environment and just all the difficulties they face for adoption, and bring it over here and train them and socialize them and give them the necessary requirements they need to be a companion dog. So puppies are more adoptable than adult dogs, mainly because they're cute and they're soft and they're cuddly and playful. But puppies are also the dogs that turn up in the shelters, because the people that adopted these puppies usually do not have the time to care for them, and so the puppies don't get the guidance they need to cope with the situation. And many people realize that having a puppy or any type of dog is a lifelong commitment, because you need to just make sure that puppy will have a safe foundation and will grow up into a great companion dog, but you need to have the time to care for that dog. And Puppy Breath is aiming to, while giving these puppies the time that they need and the training that they need, we're also informing the parents and the families who are going to adopt these puppies on the requirements needed to have a puppy to be a great companion dog and just to be one of the responsible pet owners. We raised $3,000 for our first puppy litter, and so we got the mom dog and she had her puppies, but we soon realized that $3,000 was not enough to fully raise a litter. And with the help and the generosity of our Doglando clients and just the people who are affiliated with Doglando, we successfully adopted these dogs out and trained them and cared for them. This time around, we are doing whatever in our power we can to make this project sustainable and just to keep this going for a long term so we do not have to rely on short-term supplies. So I came and I said to the foundation, I kept on asking them, when are we getting our next litter? When are we getting our next litter? But they informed me that it was not that easy, and in all truth, that it really isn't that easy, because you need the funding for these projects. And for our goal for 2014 is to rescue 3 litters of dogs, and I want to help in whatever way I can by trying to raise the money and raise the support to help these dogs get a stable future and a great start in life. So I'm really excited that we have enough money to support 1 litter, but we can't start this project until we have enough to support both litters out of the 3 for this year, because we don't want to run out of funds, or we want this project to just sustain itself so that we don't have to go back to those short-term methods of gaining money. And I'm really excited because my goal is to, while we have these puppies and this litter, is to just research and to document how we train these dogs and what is the best way to train them, so we can inform the community and everyone who's thinking about getting a puppy, we can inform them how to train them.